Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, combining longevity secrets from Japan with real-world science to keep you sharp, strong, and thriving after 60. Today's episode could be the wake-up call your brain needs, because every night, millions of people go to sleep thinking they're doing everything right. But what they eat before bed, or what they don't realize they're eating, may be quietly sabotaging their brain. We're not talking about sleep quality. We're talking about brain fog, memory loss, and long-term cognitive decline, all linked to one simple habit, nighttime eating. And today, we're exposing the biggest mistake seniors make, often with good intentions, that actually harms the brain while they sleep. And here with us again is someone who's not only seen this happen in real time, but has helped tens of thousands avoid it. He's over 100 years old, still practicing medicine, a legend in Japan, and no stranger to our show. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, welcome back.
Thank you, Doctor. Always a pleasure. And yes, this is one of the most important but overlooked causes of cognitive decline after 60. Because we think of food as fuel. But food is also information, and what you eat before bed sends a message to the brain, the wrong foods. They disrupt that message. They confuse the brain's repair systems. And over time, they starve your memory of the nutrients it needs to stay sharp. In this episode, we're going to talk about the top foods to avoid before bed, especially after 60. We'll also cover the science behind how they affect sleep, memory, and brain chemistry. And of course, I'll share what to eat instead, if you want your mind to stay clear and focused well into your 90s. Please let us know in the comments what nightly habits work for you, so all of you can help each other out. We love to see some engagement. Now stay with us, because the last two on this list are the most common and the most damaging.
That really sets the stage, because I think a lot of us assume the brain rests while we sleep. But what you're saying is, that's when it repairs. And if we're eating the wrong things beforehand, we're interrupting the very process that keeps us sharp. Let's dive in. What's the first food you tell your patients to avoid before bed?
The first, and one of the most harmful, is sugar, especially refined sugar in snacks, desserts, and drinks. Things like cookies, sweetened tea, chocolate, or even so-called healthy granola bars. Here's why. Sugar creates a spike in blood glucose that might give you a quick comfort feeling, but it sends your insulin into overdrive, and that spike crash cycle activates cortisol, the stress hormone, which in turn disrupts your sleep architecture. So instead of deep restorative sleep, the kind where your brain clears toxins and consolidates memory, you get light, fragmented sleep that leaves your mind foggy in the morning. It also increases inflammation in the brain overnight, which accelerates aging over time.
That makes a lot of sense. I've had nights where I grab a little sweet snack before bed, thinking it'll help me relax. But now I'm realizing I might be relaxing my mood but tensing my brain.
Exactly, and for seniors especially, the impact is stronger. One study from Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that higher glucose variability during sleep was linked to poorer cognitive performance the next day, especially in older adults. So my advice? Avoid all added sugars at least 2 hours before sleep. If you're craving something sweet, go for a small piece of fruit with a healthy fat, like a slice of apple with almond butter. That way your blood sugar stays stable and your brain can get on to work.
That's such a powerful shift in mindset, because just a few episodes ago you walked us through what to do before bed, calming routines, light stretching, magnesium-rich foods like walnuts. But now we're seeing the flip side, what not to do. And for a lot of people, sugar before bed is comfort. But it's comfort with a cost.
That's exactly right. Comfort isn't always aligned with healing, especially at night, when the brain needs stillness, not stimulation. And sugar stimulates. It lights up reward centers, spikes insulin, and activates the same pathways your body uses to respond to stress. That's not repair. That's confusion.
So let's keep going. What's the second food, or food group, that seniors should never eat before bed?
The second is processed meat. Things like bacon, sausage, deli slices, or even leftover dinner meats with high salt or preservative content. These foods are dangerous for two reasons. One, they're high in sodium, which raises blood pressure and disrupts your ability to reach deep sleep. Two, they're loaded with nitrates and additives that inflame the brain. And brain inflammation is one of the biggest predictors of memory decline after 60.
And this isn't just theory. We've seen this in real life.
We have. I had a patient, 67 years old, who came in with severe morning fog and headaches. She thought it was sleep apnea, but when we looked at her diet, she was eating a small plate of cured meats and cheese before bed, thinking it was keto-friendly. We removed the processed meats, added magnesium and omega-3s, and within 2 weeks, her clarity returned.
That's incredible. And again, it shows that what we don't eat can be just as powerful as what we do.
Sometimes more powerful, because when you remove the source of inflammation, the brain can heal itself. No pills needed.
Let's keep going. We've talked about sugar. We've talked about processed meats. Both of those can interfere with the brain's ability to repair and recharge. What's the third food seniors should stay away from before bed?
The third is fried foods, especially late-night snacks like chips, fries, or fried leftovers. These are loaded with trans fats and oxidized oils, which do two things. They slow digestion and they increase neuroinflammation. When you eat fried foods before bed, your digestive system stays active long into the night. And instead of your body focusing on clearing toxins from the brain, which it normally does during deep sleep, it's stuck trying to process heavy, damaged fats. That's a trade-off most people don't realize they're making.
So while you're trying to sleep, your body is still working.
Yes, and it's working on the wrong thing. It's prioritizing your stomach over your synapses. And over time, that delay in lymphatic drainage, the system that flushes waste from your brain, can contribute to memory loss, mental fatigue, even a higher risk of Alzheimer's.
Wow, that's a heavy price for a few handfuls of chips.
Exactly. A 2018 study in neurology showed that people with diets high in saturated and trans fats had significantly lower scores on memory and recall tests, especially when those fats were consumed in the evening. And remember, the older brain is slower to recover. So while a 25-year-old might bounce back after a night of bad food, a 65-year-old brain feels it for days.
So what would you say to someone who loves their salty snack at night?
Don't take away the ritual. Replace it. Instead of chips, try lightly roasted pumpkin seeds or air-popped popcorn with olive oil. They give you the crunch, the satisfaction, but without the brain fog price tag.
That really reframes things, because I think a lot of people, especially in retirement, build little habits around food. A few chips while watching a show, a snack plate during the evening news, and it feels harmless, even comforting. But what you're revealing here is that our nighttime choices aren't just about taste, they're communicating with the brain. And if the message is stay alert, digest this, or fight inflammation, we're robbing the brain of the very recovery it needs. So with that in mind, what's next on your list? We've covered sugar, processed meats, fried foods. What's the fourth thing you tell your older patients to never eat before bed, especially if they want to stay mentally sharp?
This one is actually about drinking, in particular alcohol. And I know that may not sound like a food, but for the brain, it absolutely is. Because alcohol is a neurochemical disruptor, and when consumed before bed, it alters every stage of sleep. Many seniors think a glass of wine or a small nightcap helps them unwind, and yes, it might help you fall asleep faster. But what it steals from you is far more important. Deep sleep, REM cycles, and brainwave synchronization. Alcohol reduces melatonin, it suppresses dream sleep, and worst of all, it increases the number of nighttime awakenings, even if you don't remember them. Which means your brain spends the night in fragments, never fully repairing, never fully consolidating memory.
That's something I think a lot of people miss, because they say, I sleep fine after a drink. But what you're saying is, it's not about falling asleep. It's about the quality of that sleep.
Indeed. And the brain knows the difference. A 2020 study in sleep health followed older adults over several months. It found that even low levels of alcohol before bed reduced slow-wave sleep by over 30%, which is the phase most responsible for memory retention and brain detoxification. So my advice is simple. If you're going to drink, do it with dinner, not as a nightcap. And on most nights, replace alcohol with a calming herbal tea, like chamomile, or a magnesium-rich blend like lemon balm or passion flower. You'll sleep better, and your brain will thank you in the morning.
That sounds so helpful. I think everyone listening right now is wondering, what's the last one? We've talked about sugar, processed meats, fried foods, and alcohol. But there's always that one more, the one that sneaks in, that feels innocent, maybe even healthy, but ends up doing the most damage. So let's talk about it. What's the fifth food you tell seniors to absolutely avoid before bed, especially if they want to protect their brain?
The fifth, and often most overlooked, is refined carbohydrates. I'm talking about white bread, pasta, crackers, cereal, and even some healthy granola bars or low-fat cookies. They don't taste sweet, but once inside the body, they act just like sugar. These carbs break down quickly, spike insulin, and lead to the same crash cycle we talked about earlier. But because they're marketed as light or low-fat, people think they're a safe bedtime snack. They're not. Here's the danger. These foods cause blood sugar to drop during sleep, and when that happens, the brain panics. It wakes you up, sometimes subtly, sometimes fully, to signal hunger. That's why some people wake at 2 or 3 a.m. feeling restless or needing to pee. It's not just your bladder, it's your brain calling for glucose.
So the very thing they eat to feel light or healthy is what's causing the brain to wake up and interrupt the repair cycle.
Exactly. And interrupted sleep equals interrupted brain healing. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that diets high in refined carbohydrates were strongly associated with increased nighttime arousals. Especially in people over 65, these disruptions reduce deep sleep, impair memory formation, and increase next-day brain fog.
So what's the smarter swap?
Go for slow-burning foods. Half a banana with almond butter, a spoon of chia pudding, a small serving of plain Greek yogurt with cinnamon. These support stable blood sugar overnight and give your brain the fuel it needs to repair, not panic. Because at the end of the day, your brain is trying to do its job. All we have to do is stop getting in the way.
Because in so many of these episodes, we've talked about what to add. certain routines, nutrients, or gentle movements that support the aging brain. But today, we looked at the other side of the coin, what to take away, what to avoid, and sometimes that's even more powerful.
Absolutely. People think aging means decline, but most of the time it's just accumulation of habits that don't serve us anymore. And once we remove the brain blockers, the brain starts to come back to life.
I love that. And I hope everyone listening takes this episode as permission, not just to eat better, but to give your brain the silent, steady night it's been asking for. Dr. Hinohara, as always, the last word is yours. If you could leave us with one sentence, what would it be?
Feed your brain peace, not problems, before you sleep.
That is a quote we should put on a wall here. Goodbye, everyone. My name is Dr. Grant, and this was the Senior Health Podcast.